Welcome to my next video in building your own TPT store for additional income for teachers. Once again, I recommend all teachers do this, find your niche and away you go. So this is where I've essentially gone from December 2022, where I started getting serious about it. Like I said, I had products, I think way back in 2020, for one or two, I think I had 5 products at that point. And occasionally I would get a sale, 20, 30 cents here and there. I thought, oh, this is okay. Rising interest rates in 2022. I thought, okay, I need extra income to make up the differences in what we're now paying out to what we're doing previously. And I thought, I'll give TPT a go. So I spent a lot of time watching videos like I'm making here to actually learn how to do it. So I started off very slowly making the old products. And this was actually part of learning actually how to make a product and put it online. It was quite a fast learning curve because I spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos how to do that. At the same time, it's sort of learning how to do it particularly well. And as we see, we're coming into mid-2023. I've got school holidays. I've got a lot more time I start putting in it. So I start making a lot of products per month. So look, in July there, I made 100 products in that month. And I thought, oh, these were selling really well. And also learned to make a product line so I can actually reproduce it. So the templates and everything were the same. I was changing the content for different areas of history. And that allowed me to think, okay, this really, really works. And during those holidays around October, I went absolutely nuts. That's all I did for my 2 weeks. Just made product after product and pumped it out. And I really increased the number of products on my store. So I made 300 in that month, almost in the 2 weeks. But like I said, that was using a product line, a similar style, but very, very different content and focus. And then obviously, you can see it drops off there. And I've gone more, just producing products as I said. And they're usually different styles, a bit more complex as well. In terms of units sold, you can see I've sold the odd one through the 2021, but not really much. So in February 2023, I essentially bought a premium account on Teachers Pay Teachers. I don't know if that made a difference. I swear, it'd be nice if you pay the premium, you come higher in the rankings. And I started to get those incremental sales, not much per month. And I'll do another video where I'll go in more detail what I've sold each of those months. But I started to pick up, this is fairly good, come through May. And we see when I've got less products, it's not high. But when I start getting those more products out there, more options for my buyers, covering basically different learning areas or different years and subjects and histories, I started to get a lot more sales. And they've been growing. It was growing all the way up to December, which is fantastic. Dropped off then with obviously the Christmas holidays in the US. And then we've got obviously summer holidays here in Australia. So that's some of my customers. And then I was picked up as people return to school. And like I said, I'm on track to seem to be averaging. The last one's actually for April. We haven't finished April yet, but I'm still on track to sell about 200 units of that for the month. So we look at product production versus sales. As you see, as I was increasing those products, I was selling more and more each day. Then peaked for the holidays. I haven't got a year-on-year data, so I don't know what it's going to be like at the end of this year, whether that will continue. But you can then see the recovery because I had all those products in place. What have I got now? I've got 928 products as of today's video available on the store. And about 600 of them are actually my guided reading and cover lots and lots of different topics. So there's a variety for what different teachers actually need. My earnings, like I said, have been growing fairly consistently. What I've noticed is, I guess it's a whole TPT sort of arrangement. It was growing and growing and growing. It's fairly consistent at the moment in terms of income that I'm actually getting. Obviously, it's dropped off a bit, but going on the information from TPT, they're actually sitting overall numbers are actually down a couple of million. So if they fix that, I'll get more views and more sales. I didn't put conversions up here, but my conversions are actually very good. Usually they're up around the 15%, which is fairly high for the value of my products. But like I said, I'm still new, so I'm learning what pricing I can offer them at to get the best balance in terms of maximizing my revenue. So we look at product production, earnings, and units. The green one is my earnings, and they pretty much mirror my sales. So it's fairly consistent because I don't have very few bundles at the moment. And really, I'm selling lots of individual products. And therefore, basically, as I sell a product, my value goes up and down accordingly. At this stage, my April should match my February, according to the data And the way it's actually tracking, it's pretty much going almost exactly the same number of sales for each of the months at the same time of the month. So, which is nice for planning. The last thing, ranking. They've introduced this. I've been a bit of a topic of this round on the Facebook. Doesn't matter. On a surface, it's nice to know that I'm in the 97th percentile. I've done that. I was slightly higher previous month, but it doesn't really matter. What the data I don't know is basically my niche is actually history teachers and HAS teachers. And what I'd like to really get is how I rank in relation to those stores. Overall is fantastic, but if I could find out how I ranked essentially against other like stores of mine that's selling history resources, that would actually give me more data and more value in what I'm doing. Because 97 percentile is all types of stores, and a lot of the stores are for elementary or primary schools, we call it here in Australia. And that essentially isn't my market, isn't what I sell to. So it's not really an accurate comparison, but some people do it. But it just shows that they're about doing fairly well, but also shows that when you go into that 98, 99th percentiles, how much it really scales in terms of income. So it's almost like a logometric increase in terms of volumes of sales, I think. Looking at the data, if you think what I'm earning per month, that's the 97 percentile. How quickly does it step up when you go 1 or 2 percentiles higher, how much more income you're actually getting out of that. So I'm glad you found that helpful. Things to take away from this, essentially, more products, obviously more eyes, the more sales you can actually get. Other thing, I haven't been producing a lot of products here because what I've actually been doing is going back and modifying my existing ones and improving on them, adding more value onto them to make them more attractive. So why we've seen very new products coming online the last few months, over the last school holidays, I went back and pretty much updated over 400 of the guided rating products by adding things on like introduction PowerPoints, more detailed lesson and extension plans, making a digital copy of the worksheet for teachers who want a digital version. So hopefully with these added values in, I'm going to get more sales for the same number of products. Anyway, hopefully you found this helpful. If you like, subscribe, give me the like button down there. That would be really, really handy. And I'll see you next time.